Are you wondering if you can really make money wholesaling real estate? The answer is absolutely yes, if you know how. You can make it quickly, and you can have anxious buyers falling all over themselves to hand you money for your deals. So how much can you make wholesaling real estate? I'm going to break down the numbers for this video and your eyes are going to pop out of your head. The secret to making great money on wholesaling is having anxious bidders falling all over themselves to compete and hand you money. I'm going to tell you the secrets to doing that in this video. Yes, you absolutely can make money wholesaling real estate. What wholesaling real estate means is that you put the property under contract and then someone else is going to take over the contract from you and they're going to pay you for that privilege. Now, why would they pay you for that privilege? Because you have a great deal on real estate. And this may be someone who's a rehabber that wants to fix up the property and you found the property incredibly cheaply where they can still make a profit and pay you money. They'll excitedly hand you a check for that, especially if they're competing with other rehabbers for that deal and they know they're competing. You also might have people that want to rent out properties, and let's face it, if they can buy the property cheaper, then they're going to make more money on their rentals. So if they can buy it from you cheaper than anywhere else, they're going to happily give you money because you've gotten the property very, very cheaply, and maybe they're just going to get it cheaply. So there's a spread between that, which could be thousands or sometimes even tens of thousands of dollars to you. Now, the first secret and one of the keys to being a successful wholesaler is to get yourself a stable of buyers who are reliable. They're buying properties regularly. They're in the business of rehabbing or landlording, and they have good sources of funding. When you find these folks, you want to have a couple of them in your stable. And by a couple, really I mean 10 to 12 of them who are anxious buyers. And you want to let them know that you're working with different people. You cannot be exclusive with anyone because then they're not going to pay you top dollar. And the concept of this is this. You find people that are rehabbing properties, and I'll talk to you in a moment about how to do that. You find the people that are rehabbing, and then you reach out to them and you find out from them, what are your criteria? What are you looking for? What sections of town are you looking for? What price ranges are you looking for? What kind of condition can you deal with? Can you deal with, flood damage, really terrible properties, or you just want the lighter rehabs? You want to dig deep into what their criteria are so that you can bring them properties that meet their criteria, because obviously they're going to be excited and anxious to buy properties from you where they can just cut you a check, still get a great deal that fits their criteria, and just move on. Because these are men and women that are spending their days on construction sites, looking at properties through realtors, trying to find good deals. They're very, very busy. And if you can make their life easier by delivering great deals on a silver platter, they will happily cut you a check because you've just gotten them a property that they can put into their process, because their process is get property, fix it up, and either flip it for a profit or put it into their rental pool for profitable rents. They have a system to do that. And one of their biggest problems is finding deals that actually meet their criteria. It is hard to find properties cheap enough to flip. And I'll give you the general number. Generally, people that are in that business want to buy properties for 70% of retail minus whatever it's going to cost them to fix up. So I'll give you some really easy numbers. If you had a property that was a $100,000 property that took, $10,000 worth of fix up, they would want to pay no more than $70,000 for the property minus the $10,000 of fix up. So ideally they want to pay $60,000 for it. Now, if you got that property under contract for say $50,000, then it's very easy to say to them, well, look, even under your criteria, this is easily worth $60,000. So cut me a check for $10,000. I'll assign this deal to you. You can go to closing and do everything else. And that will happen routinely because they've got a whole process that is hard to fill with housing inventory, but they've got the rest of it. They've got the contractors, they've got the fix-up guys. What they need is inventory, and that is a huge problem for them and a difficult problem for them to solve. You solve that problem and you make a lot of money. This is a Zig Ziglar saying, and I'm sure I'm going to maul it a little bit, but it's essentially this. The way to get what you want is to help other people get what they want. Your house flippers want houses cheaply enough so that they can fix them up and flip them and make some money. And your house renters want housing inventory cheap so they can buy it, put it into service, and make money every month. One of their big problems and one of their big wants is houses that are priced the right way. And as a wholesaler, you help with that effort, and that is why you make money. What you want to do is get a few like a dozen, ideally a dozen buyers. That way, whenever you put a property out there, you're going to have 3 or 4 people bidding on it and wanting to pay you for it. And the way you put it out there is you send it out and say, hey, this is going out to a dozen active rehabbers. Here's the deal. It's house on 123 Main Street. House on the street go for $100,000. Needs about $10,000 worth of fix up, and first one to give me $10,000 gets it. It's that cold. I mean, you just literally are texting these guys and giving them the deals. You've got it under contract, so they can't circumvent you, and you'll get your $10,000. And again, the better deals that you get, the more money you'll make. It's not about the money you make when they're competing. As long as they know they're competing against other people, they're not going to be negotiating on dollars with you, because you can say, look, I've got 3 other guys that'll pay me for it. So no, I'm not going to sell it to you for $8,000 or $5,000. 10 is the best I can do for you. And you can build great relationships. Most important thing is to have people you can do business with over and over again. You do not want as your wholesale buyer, Cindy and Joe that want a house to live in and they're picky. It's like, oh, this one isn't quite on the right street. No, that is not your person. These are commercial buyers and active rehabbers, active landlords who this is their business. So the question is, where do you find these people? This can be done in a couple of ways. First of all, if you have a local RIA club called Real Estate Investment Association, RIA club, if you got a local one, definitely go down to the RIA club and network with people. You're going to find rehabbers in there. You're going to find landlords. You're also going to find contractors looking for business from rehabbers and landlords. And talk to people, find out who's active. Now be careful at RIA clubs. Most of the people are just not doing anything yet. They're thinking about doing something. They're hoping to do something. You don't want to do business with the pretenders. I mean, everybody starts somewhere, that's fair enough, but those are not the people you want to rely on in your business. You need someone that is in this business, that can make decisions quickly and can write you a check quickly. You don't need someone that gives you a story. You need someone that gives you a check. So just be suspicious. Ask around. Hey, I was talking to Joe. Has he been doing this a long time? You're going to figure out who the active people are. It's probably 10 to 15% of the people at the club are really active. Those are men and women that are happy to look at your deals. If it fits their criteria, they're happy to cut a check because they have the funding, they have the process, and they just need the inventory. Also, talk to anybody that is in the real estate business. Real estate agents, contractors, title companies, real estate attorneys, anybody that that's in your network. Talk to them, say, hey, I'm going to this wholesaling business. I'm going to be getting good deals for people. Do you know anybody who's actively buying on a regular basis for rehabbing or for rentals? Get referrals to them. You want to connect up with those people. Some of your best resources can be the contractors that you meet at the RIA clubs because they know the men and women that they're working for on a regular basis, and they can make the introduction because it's also beneficial to them. They're going to get more houses to work on. So they're happy to give you that referral. Now, if you're a data guy or a data woman, that information is also available by data. You can get from, for example, First American Title and some other data providers can give you lists of people that are buying properties on a regular basis and people that are reselling properties on a regular basis. They have that data available, and you can get lists of people that are actively buying and selling, and those are obviously rehabbers, and just reach out to them and say, hey, I understand you're doing this. I'm going to wholesaling, tell me about your criteria. So they can understand all that. Also, these days, so much is online. People are networking online. Places like Connected Investors, which is owned by a buddy of mine, places like that, you can go on there and link up with people that are active in the area where you want to do wholesaling. You can link up with them and network with them. Again, there's a lot of talk out there, so make sure that you dig in a little bit to see who's a real player and who's not. You can always just put them on your list, but make it clear with people, I'm going to send you some deals. There's no pay me in 30 days. This is the kind of thing where it's like, if you want the contract, you get the contract, I get a check, and this is done within 2 or 3 days from now. This is not something you can wait on. You do not want that. So just be careful about that. But you can put people on your list and see if they react, and if they come up with a check, that's fine. But understand with people, it's a one-time shot. If you burn me, meaning you say yes and then you don't do it, then I can't send you any more deals. Because once you put a deal out to your network once, if it gets turned down and you have to put it out a second time, it's bad for your reputation, and people may hesitate saying, oh, somebody passed on this, I'm out. Also, for your part, you want to protect your reputation. So make sure that you only send people deals that truly fit their criteria. It doesn't have to be perfect, but fits their criteria. And don't overstate your properties. I had a wholesaler early on that tried to sell me a property where he described it. I went to go look at it, and it was nothing like he described. This is a waterlogged, rat-infested, termite-infested wreck, and he didn't describe it that way. That was the last time I looked at any deal of his, because to me, he wasted my time. He didn't do his due diligence. He didn't check out the property. Instead, he was just trying to get me to do his due diligence. So I passed. I wasn't interested in doing business with him anymore because I didn't need people wasting my time. I was busy with my own rehabbing business, meaning buying properties, overseeing the contractors, reselling them, renting them out, and all that. I was busy and didn't need someone wasting my time. So make sure that you actually do your due diligence, check out the property, hopefully see it physically, and give an accurate description of it. And make sure that you truly have great deals. Don't try to sell someone a property for 90 cents on the dollar and tell them that it's 60 cents on the dollar. They're not dumb. They're going to figure that out. And again, you'll just lose your ability to have buyers because they won't be interested in doing business with you. But when you focus on doing a good job, getting properties to wholesale and offer to people, you can absolutely crush it in this business because people are hungry for great deals and you can just churn and churn and churn. And again, your income is not based on anything except how good the deal is. If you get something for $20,000 under what they will pay, guess what? $20,000 is in your pocket. And some of the benefits of wholesaling, you don't have to come up with money to buy the deal. You don't have to fix up the deal. You don't have to oversee a contractor, deal with a certificate of occupancy, deal with a building inspector. You don't have to deal with any of that. So it's a really great way for a beginner to start out because you can get into the business, start acquiring properties, start to, getting chunks of money coming in. And then as you save up your own chunks of money from that business, when you find a really great deal that fits in your criteria and you have cash to pay for it, just go ahead and buy it and be a principal. No rule you have to wholesale every deal that you find. It's a great way to enter the business with low risk, low cash requirement. What you need to do is become good at acquiring properties. There's some great people that teach that. You can look on YouTube and look up some videos on that. Just make sure you're dealing with someone that has a good reputation and that most importantly is in the wholesaling business. Don't deal with someone who did it 10 years ago, but someone that's actively doing it today is a great resource. Now, there are some other really good beginner-friendly ways to make money in real estate in addition to wholesaling. So next, watch my video, How to Make Money from Real Estate Without Owning Property. There's a surprising thing. There are a couple ways you can do that. I go over those in that video. It's really going to be an eye-opener for you, especially as a newcomer to real estate. There are a lot of ways to make money from real estate without ever owning property. The one I do is called overages, which is really cool. Go watch that video and you'll learn more about this and learn ways that you can enter into the space without needing credit, without needing a lot of money. Just willingness to work hard, be diligent, and be great at what you do, and the world is your oyster. You can make a lot of money with these things at very, very low risk. This is Attorney Bob Diamond. Hope this was helpful to you. If you're interested in learning more about investing in real estate, things that experienced people can do, things that newcomers can do, and most importantly, ways that you can make money at low risk and hopefully low capital requirements, stay tuned to my channel, watch more videos. I'll be sharing more information like this.